skills than Ron Burgundy has mustaches.
Well, Todd, it sounds like Sam's got some skills for those tricks. But let's get real. Who needs to ride a jet ski when you can cruise around Lake Michigan?
That may be true, Laura, but Sam's got the X factor, or should I say, the X goggles. And have you seen his helmet?
I think you're being facetious, Todd. But seriously, what makes Sunnyside Sam so special? Is it his impressive skills?
No, Laura, it's all about the tricks, and I'm not just talking about the ones he does on the jet ski. I mean, have you seen him do a Windy City whirlpool off Navy Pier?
Sounds like something out of a Chicago story, but seriously, Todd, shouldn't we be focusing on more pressing issues?
The Cubs? Who cares about that? We're talking about jet ski tricks and 12-year-old prodigies here. And besides, Laura, I'm kind of a big deal for getting an exclusive interview with Sunnyside Sam, even if it means he comes to our studio.
Well, Todd, I suppose that's one way to get your face on TV. But don't forget, we're still watching you, and if you mess up this interview, it'll be all over town.
And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
Alright folks, I'm live down here in the city sewer system, where a breaking news story has unfolded that's got everyone talking. I'm investigating reports of energetic inflatable bowls being used as some sort of ritualistic artifact. From what I've gathered so far, it seems like we're dealing with a real-life mystery that defies explanation.
Johnny, are you losing your mind down there? You sound like you're having some kind of freak out.
Freak out? Todd, I'm trying to be objective here, but the more I learn about these inflatable bowls, the weirder it gets. They're not just any ordinary bowls, folks. They're covered in strange symbols and markings that seem to pulse with an otherworldly energy.
Johnny, you need to calm down and focus. What's really going on down there?
Alright. I'm trying to get closer to the source of this ritualistic activity. And let me tell you, Todd, what I'm seeing is unusual. These bowls are surrounded by candles, incense, and a general atmosphere of chaos. It's like they're being used in some kind of spiritual practice.
Johnny, what have you seen that would make you say that? Are you sure you're not just getting caught up in the moment?
Caught up in the moment? Todd, I'm reporting live from the depths of the sewer system. These bowls are not just any ordinary inflatable toys. They seem to be part of a larger ritual that's unclear to me.
Okay, Johnny, I think we've got enough for now. Let's get you out of there before things get any weirder.
Wait. I'm not going anywhere until I understand what's going on here and why these bowls are being used in this way. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking weather update with our meteorologist Karen Windblown.
Oh dear. I've just witnessed the most unbelievable weather phenomenon of my life. A massive vortex of wind is sweeping through the region, threatening to upend even our plans.
Wow, that sounds intense. Did you bring an umbrella?
No. And I don't think it's going to matter now. The winds are so strong, they're actually blowing my hair straight back, and it's making me feel a bit dizzy.
Ah, I see. Well, maybe we should head inside.
I'm not sure if that will make much of a difference. This weather is so unpredictable. It feels like everything in my life is falling apart right now.
Okay, let's try to stay calm and figure out what to do next.
And now a word from our sponsors. In a world where chaos reigns, the stars align in your favor. Mischievous meteor kicks take control of your daily routine. Wake up to a surprise jumpstart, hit your stride for maximum productivity, and seal deals with an out-of-this-world confidence boost. No more boring commutes, no more sluggish mornings. The universe has got this covered. Take the leap. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
I've managed to infiltrate the notorious brothel on Sinful Street. The rogue weatherman has apparently got a gig here, and I aim to uncover the truth.
Johnny, what's going on? You sound like you're overwhelmed. Are you okay?
This place is more than I expected. I've seen some unusual things. There are women getting pampered and men paying for private encounters.
Johnny, slow down. What's the most surprising thing you've seen so far?
I once saw a woman being paid $10,000 just to sit quietly while someone had intimate contact with her. It was unusual.
That's shocking. Johnny, have you ever thought about exploring this type of reporting further?
No, Todd. I'm a journalist, not someone who gets paid to interact with people in this way. Although, I do get some interesting insights sometimes.
Breaking news turtle power boosted to new heights as soaring turtle zooms past speed of sound, leaves scientists shell-shocked. Folks, we've got a real doozy for you tonight on SCRW News. It seems our city's beloved turtle, Terry the Turtle, has just broken a record. I mean, who needs speed when you can cruise like a chicagon, right?
Oh, please, Todd. You're not exactly qualified to comment on aerodynamics. You can barely navigate the Lakeshore Drive traffic without getting lost.
Hey, that's not fair. I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to driving. And speaking of records, Terry the Turtle is making some waves down in City Hall with his newfound speed record. Maybe he'll get a hero's welcome at Wrigley Field?
Yeah, right up there with the Cubs' chances of winning another World Series. But seriously, Todd, have you spoken to Dr. Johnson from the University of Chicago? I heard she's surprised by Terry's speed.
Ah, Dr. Johnson, always a great catch. But let's get back to Terry. Did you hear he's been spotted sipping coffee at the Purple Pig? Talk about a fast morning routine.
Oh, Todd, that's just buzz. But I have to ask, what's the real story behind Terry's speed boost? Is it a publicity stunt, or does he really have a need for speed?
Well, Laura, my sources say Terry's got some new wheels, literally. It seems he's been tinkering with some custom-made turbo boosters in his garage. Maybe we'll get to see the after effect at the next Cubs game.
Yeah, and maybe we'll also see Terry enjoying a leisurely walk on Navy Pier. After all, when you're this fast, you can go anywhere.
Oh, Laura, you're a real sport. All right, that's all for now. Stay tuned to SCRW News for more updates on Terry the Turtle and his adventures.
And don't forget to tune in tomorrow when we'll be covering the city's annual Turtle Fest. It's going to be fun.
We now go live to our traffic reporter Brad Matthews.
We've got a real situation here, folks. The traffic is backed up for miles due to a multi-vehicle accident. I mean, it's chaotic out there.
Brad, try to keep it together. We all know you're not exactly thrilled about being stuck in this jam.
Okay, but seriously, the accident was caused by a driver who lost control of their vehicle.
Brad, that's quite a stretch even for your skills in creative storytelling. Maybe try to focus on the actual cause of the traffic jam?
Right. So the accident was caused by a driver who lost control of their vehicle, which was speeding on the highway.
Brad, I think you're getting carried away with details that aren't even relevant. Can't we just report on the traffic without making up stories?
No, I'm just trying to provide some context. Apparently, The accident occurred during a severe thunderstorm warning.
Brad, come on. That's still not accurate.
Well, it gets better. The emergency services are doing their best to clear the road and get traffic moving again.
This is getting ridiculous, Brad. I think we need to wrap this up before you lose your train of thought.
Okay. So to recap, the traffic jam is caused by a driver who lost control of their vehicle during a severe thunderstorm warning.
Health Inspector Dave Sanitizer has a special report for us today.
I've seen some egregious violations in my time as a health inspector, but this is on a whole different level. We have a restaurant that's literally draining its own grease trap directly into the storm drain.
Ah, come on, Dave, it's just a little extra flavor to our French fries. I'm kind of a big deal, and I can do whatever I want.
Flavor. You're talking about a biohazard situation. The grease is infecting the waterway, and we have multiple samples that show E. coli growth in the drain.
Oh, don't be such a party pooper, Dave. It's just a little bit of bacteria. My customers love it.
Love it. They're going to get sick. And what about the rodent population? We have at least 3 visible critters scurrying around the kitchen.
Ah, those are just my new friends, Dave. I'm a man of the people. I like to think that if they can eat it, so can I.
Oh, great, because nothing says food safety like a rat in your salad bar. And what about the expired ingredients? We have multiple batches of expired mayonnaise and ketchup.
Well, Dave, I'm a visionary. I see things before they're cool. Expired mayo is just an acquired taste, my friend.
An acquired taste that will make you sick. And don't even get me started on the meat slicer that's been used to slice raw meat without being sanitized.
Ah, that's just a little something I like to call character building. It adds a certain SCREWY to my burgers.
Character building? You're going to kill people with your character building. And what about the open toilet in the back?
Oh, that's just a little something I like to call for my own personal convenience. It's not a big deal.
You're insane. You're completely and utterly insane. We need to shut you down right now before someone dies.
And now a word from our sponsors. Are you tired of your smartphone's nosediving screen? Do you struggle to keep up with your rambunctious kids' gaming sessions? Introducing Phone Shield, the ultimate phone protector for active families. With its ultra-thin, ultra-strong design, Phone Shield absorbs impacts and reduces screen damage. Say goodbye to scratched screens and hello to a worry-free mobile experience. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Our intrepid reporter Johnny LaDouche is investigating a nuclear facility.
Yo, what's up? I'm Johnny LaDouche, undercover investigator extraordinaire, and I've got some weird stuff going on at the nuclear power plant. I'm trying to find out what's causing all these anomalies in the scientific community.
Johnny, what's going on? You're not sounding like yourself. What kind of anomalies are we talking about here?
I've seen some pretty wild things, Todd. Like, have you ever heard of genetic microchip ice skates? No? Just me? Okay, moving on. I was investigating a maintenance tunnel when I stumbled upon scientists in hazmat suits trying to contain something. They're using some kind of technology to stabilize it, but then the ice skates started glowing and they broke out into a choreographed routine.
Johnny, are you sure you're seeing things? That sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel.
I'm telling you, Todd, I've seen it with my own eyes. They were using some kind of technology to try and control it, but then the ice skates started moving on their own. It's really weird.
Johnny, calm down. You're getting a little carried away here.
This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking, tiny toddler sparks chaos in playground after sparkly hammock dribbles uncontrollably, leaving trail of diaper blowouts and delighted onlookers. Alright, folks, we've got a real doozy for you tonight. I'm kind of a big deal, and I'm here to bring you the latest on this developing story, tiny toddler chaos in Chicago's Lincoln Park playground.
Tiny toddler Todd? Sounds like someone needs a diaper change, if you ask me.
Hey, this is no laughing matter. The sparkly hammock in question has been dubbed the hammock of horrors by parents and toddlers alike. I mean, who needs that much glitter in their life?
Glitter's just a little something to make the poop less noticeable, am I right? Anyway, eyewitnesses claim the toddler was swinging from the hammock when it suddenly went haywire, leaving a trail of destruction and some pretty impressive diaper blowouts.
Blowouts? That's what we're talking about here. I'm kind of a big deal, but even I wouldn't dare swing from that thing. Unless there was a Wrigley Field hot dog involved.
Oh, Todd, you're such a cad. Anyway, officials are urging parents to be more vigilant when it comes to playground safety, and by vigilant, I mean not to leave your child unattended while they're using the sparkly hammock.
Rocking out? That's one way to put it. I'm kind of a big deal, but even I wouldn't want my kids exposed to that much sparkle. Although, if there was a story behind this sparkly hammock, I'd totally cover it, for the sake of journalism, of course.
Yeah, because nothing says good journalism like a toddler's messy diaper on live TV. Todd, you're such a sellout.
Hey, someone's got to keep the ratings up around here. Alright, folks, that's all for tonight. Stay classy, Chicago, and try to avoid any sparkly hammocks with your toddlers.
Political correspondent Susan Spinster is on the scene.
I'm reporting live from the most absurd local election in municipal history, where our top contender, Balthazar McSnaz, has promised to choreograph a ballet routine for every town hall meeting.
That's right, Susan. I believe my tutu-clad leadership will bring the community together through the power of dance.
Opponents are saying you're not taking these issues seriously enough, and that you can't even debate your opponents directly.
And in a shocking turn of events, Mr. McSnaz agreed to a one-on-one debate with his main rival, Councilman Thistlethwaite, but only if they both agreed to be handcuffed to chairs and sing show tunes about their policy positions.
I was taken aback by the suggestion, but I think it's an opportunity for us to connect with voters on a more personal level.
The debate did get heated at one point when Councilman Thistlethwaite attempted to pivot from discussing education reform to accusing Mr. McSnaz of being out of touch with reality.
Meanwhile, some voters are experiencing unusual challenges at the polls. There have been reports of people trying to pay their votes with candy, and one individual showed up in a full costume.
It's unclear what kind of response the election officials had to these requests.
I've spoken to several voters who are still trying to wrap their heads around the surreal nature of this election. One resident told me they felt like they were living in a world where politics and everyday life blended together in unexpected ways.
I think that's what's so fascinating about this campaign. It's forcing us to think outside the box and consider new solutions to old problems.
It's hard not to wonder what kind of impact these unusual promises will have on the community. Will they inspire creativity or just confusion?
I'm Susan Spinster, reporting from the heart of this election, and I'm still trying to figure out if anyone actually believes any of these promises.
And that's exactly what we're here for, to explore the possibilities and outcomes of this election. Where thrill meets melodic mayhem. Hashtag SkyScream Revolution. Experience the sonic scream that's redefining adventure. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Neighborhood Watch Captain Frank Eagle Eye Peterson has a report.
I've been monitoring the Jenkins lawn ornaments for weeks, Todd, and I believe they're more than just innocent decorative fixtures. They're surveillance devices.
Come on, Frank, you can't be serious. It's just Bob Jenkins trying to keep up with the Joneses. He's a nice guy, by the way. I'm kind of a big deal for finding out he's a talented amateur potted plant arranger.
The key is to look beyond the surface level, Todd. I've noticed that every time the Wilson's cat goes outside, they immediately shut down their Wi-Fi router. It's not just a coincidence. It's a signal transmission.
Oh, Frank, you're getting carried away with the conspiracy theories again. Maybe Mr. Whiskers is just trying to get some fresh air. I've got a great idea for a new hairstyle, the Todd Whiskerdo.
The real concern here is not just what our neighbors are doing, but who they really are. I'm convinced that Mrs. Johnson, our block club president, is actually a retired CIA operative on permanent retirement in disguise.
You're killing me, Frank. That Rich, the grandma of the neighborhood, is a super spy? I think we should start a blog to share our findings with the world.
The truth is far more sinister than that, Todd. Have you noticed how every time our streetlights flicker, the neighbors' cars are suddenly filled with an unusual number of pigeons? It's not just birdseed, it's a communication system designed by someone.
Okay, Frank, I think you've been watching too many X-Files episodes. Maybe we should get some popcorn and watch some actual documentaries on surveillance systems instead?
The popcorn is just a distraction, Todd. We're living in a world where the boundaries between reality and fiction are being erased by the very people we trust most. Our neighbors are not who they seem to be. They're pawns in a game of deception.
Well, I think you should keep going, Frank. You've got a good eye for these things. Johnny LaDouche goes undercover in a corporate boardroom. I've got a big announcement for you, Johnny.
What is it, Todd? You're not going to give me one of your wild stories, are you?
We've received word that our company is working on some new projects. Apparently, they're looking into genetic igloo grills.
Genetic igloo grills? That sounds like science fiction.
I know, but apparently, the CEO thinks it could be a game changer. They claim it will increase productivity by 300% and boost employee morale by 400%.
That's quite a claim. What makes you think this is legitimate?
From what I've heard, they've been testing them on a small group of employees and the results are promising.
This is getting weird. What else have they announced?
The CEO just said that the company will be investing $10 million in a top-secret project called Project Igloo.
$10 million for genetic igloo grills? That's either genius or crazy.
I know a thing or two about these kinds of things, Johnny. Stay tuned for more updates on this story.
Okay, let's get to work and see if we can dig up some more information about these genetic igloo grills. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking news, massive leprechaun moonwalks across National Park, leaves trail of gold coins and confused hikers in its wake.
Folks, we've got a real story for you tonight on SCRW News. I've got the scoop on the most epic moonwalking leprechaun to ever stroll across our great nation's national parks.
Oh please, Todd, that's not even close to being true. I mean, who gets excited about a guy in a green coat?
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Laura. This little fella's got moves like nobody's business. I'm kind of a big deal at partying, and I think this leprechaun knows how to throw down.
Well, Todd, I did hear he left behind a trail of gold coins, but I'm pretty sure that was just a bunch of lucky tourists getting their hopes up.
Ah, come on, Laura. You're just not seeing the big picture. This is about the power of charisma, baby.
Charisma? That's just code for he tripped on his own feet.
Hey, that's not fair. I've got my own share of trip-ups in the past, but I always manage to bounce back.
Yeah, like when you face-planted into a plate of nachos during the Cubs game last week.
Ah, now that was skill, Laura. That was pure, unadulterated style.
Okay, Todd, you win this round. But only because I'm still trying to figure out how he managed to walk on air for like 50 feet without falling off the cliff.
That's what makes him a legend in his own mind, folks. And that's what we'll be covering more on SCRW News. Stay classy, Chicago.
Yeah, and try not to get too carried away when you see the pictures of this little guy.
Oh, Laura, you're such a card. I'm kind of a big deal at playing pranks on my co-anchor. And that's all for SCRW News at 6.
Remember, Chicago, if it's not SCREWY.
It's not news.
Todd, can you tell us more about the controversy surrounding the new mayor's hairpiece?
I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to matters of hair, sweetheart. But let me tell you, this mayor's toupee is so fake, I'm pretty sure it's been sitting in my dressing room for years.
Oh, Todd, that's rich coming from the man who still wears cologne on live TV.
And now a word from our sponsors. Are you tired of cooking with ordinary utensils? Introducing the ultraviolet spatula, the game-changing tool that's about to revolutionize your kitchen. With its cutting-edge UV technology, this spatula not only flips pancakes perfectly, but also sanitizes your countertops on the go. No more tedious cleaning between meals. The UV spatula makes meal prep a breeze. Imagine being able to cook and clean with just one tool. Say goodbye to tedious wipe-downs and hello to a healthier kitchen. Don't settle for ordinary cooking utensils. Upgrade to the ultraviolet spatula today and experience the power of UV technology in your kitchen. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Live from Chicago, it's SCRW News at 6. Where the news is always screwy. I'm Todd Flanders.
And I'm Laura Powers.
And now to the news. Breaking, mysterious case of the missing mayonnaise lays waste to small town's beloved blender broadcasts. Alright, gather around. I've got a story for you that's gonna make your taste buds go wild. It seems that some sneaky person has gone and stolen all the mayonnaise from our very own Wrigleyville's most popular deli. Now, I know what you're thinking, how can this be? Well, let me tell you, it's a serious issue.
Oh, Todd, you're really milking this one for all it's worth, aren't you? I mean, missing mayonnaise? That's like saying the Cubs are going to win the World Series. But seriously, what's next?
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Laura. This is a serious issue. What's a Chicagoan without their mayonnaise-topped hot dog? It's like going to the Bears game without a tailgating party, unthinkable.
Oh, Todd, you're so dramatic. Maybe the thief just wanted to start a new trend in condiment-driven revolution. You know, like a mayo-less uptown?
Laura, you're killing me. But seriously, we need to get to the bottom of this. I've got a source on the inside who claims the deli's owner was seen frantically searching for a replacement jar, or 3.
Well, Todd, it looks like the good people of Wrigleyville are in a bit of a pickle made with just water and vinegar. You know, the ultimate Chicagoan condiment combination.
All right, let's not get too carried away here. But I've got to ask, Laura, have you ever had a hot dog without mayonnaise? It's like asking if the Willis Tower is actually taller than the Sears Tower. It just ain't happening.
Todd, you're such a Chicago cliché. And by the way, that's not even the most absurd part of the story. I heard the thief left behind a taunting note that said, "You can't handle the truth about mayonnaise."
Ah, Laura, you're on fire tonight. All right, let's keep investigating and see if we can find out who did this.
That's right, Todd. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our special report, the search for the perfect Chicago-style hot dog. It's going to be a wild ride.
I'll make sure to bring my appetite. And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
I'm live on the scene down here in the city sewer system, folks. A bizarre story has unfolded that's got everyone talking. My source tells me there are donut streams flowing through the tunnels, and I've got to see it for myself.
Hold up, Johnny. You're telling me you're investigating donut streams in the sewer system? That sounds like a wild goose chase if I ever saw one. What's really going on down there?
Okay, so I'm crawling through these tight tunnels, and suddenly I see rows of sugary delights just sitting there, waiting to be devoured.
Wait, what? You're not freaking out at all, Johnny. How can you contain your excitement when faced with this donut paradise?
I'm telling you, Todd, my mind is racing. I see giant pink frosted cupcakes just chilling in the mud, and sprinkles everywhere. It's like a kid's birthday party down here. I need to join in on the fun. Can we get some footage of me chomping down on one of these? This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking weather update with our meteorologist Karen Windblown.
Oh dear viewers, I'm reporting live from the midst of this catastrophic weather event. Tropical Storm Todd is barreling towards us.
Well, Karen, it sounds like you're having a personal storm brewing. Should we wrap up the interview?
Actually, Todd, the weatherman, skydived into this very storm to get a scoop, and I'm not sure if he's going to make it out alive. The winds are howling, and my heart is racing.
Ah, poor Todd. Are you feeling okay?
This storm has stolen my favorite hair clip, and I'm left with a tangled mess of hair. The winds are so strong. They're blowing my emotions all over the place.
Well, Karen, it sounds like you're experiencing a bit of a personal whirlwind. Maybe you should just take a deep breath?
That's exactly what I need to do. Sorry, Laura, I think we've gotten off track.
Okay, let's focus on getting Todd out of the storm safely. We'll try to wrap up this interview soon.
And now a word from our sponsors. Introducing shimmering accordion hopscotches, the revolutionary new way to decorate your outdoor space. Are you tired of dull and boring decor? Do you want to add a touch of whimsy to your patio or backyard? Look no further. With our shimmering accordion hopscotches, you can create a unique and eye-catching design that's sure to impress. But wait, there's more. Not only do they add visual appeal, but they also provide a fun and interactive experience for kids and adults alike. Watch as the accordion unfolds to reveal a colorful hopscotch grid, complete with shimmering accents and a dash of magic. Don't settle for boring decor any longer. Bring a little bit of wonder into your outdoor space with shimmering accordion hopscotches. Order now and get ready to experience the ultimate in backyard fun. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
I'm Liv at the Red Diamond Brothel, where sources are telling me they've got a problem brewing. Reports of exploitation and human trafficking have the local authorities taking action to shut down this illicit operation. I'm going undercover to get the inside scoop. Oh man, I'm seeing some crazy stuff in here. Ladies doing backflips on tables, guys getting drenched in champagne, and don't even get me started on the elegance of that iceberg dump. I mean, who needs a fancy dinner party when you can have a 5-star brothel? Todd, I'm trying to take notes here, but it's hard when the only thing on my mind is getting a better understanding of what's going on. Can I get some clarification on what exactly we're dealing with here? Is this all part of some twisted game or something more sinister?
Hold up, Johnny, let me tell you, as a seasoned journalist, I know a good story when I see one. This Red Diamond Brothel is the real deal, and I'm not just saying that because I have experience covering these kinds of stories.
Alright, I get it. You're experienced in this area, Todd. But seriously, what's the bottom line here? Are we talking about some high-end escort service or a human trafficking ring?
Well, I'd say we've got a mix of both, Johnny. The owners are making money off these girls, but at least they're not forcing them into anything too extreme, yet.
That's not exactly reassuring, Todd. What about the cops? Have they been paying off the brothel owners or just turning a blind eye?
Let's just say the local PD is more concerned with keeping the peace than actually doing their job, Johnny.
Unbelievable. I'm going to get this footage and make it happen. Stay tuned.
Breaking, tumbling geyser spews hiccup-inducing fog, causes nationwide snacking disorder. Folks, we've got a real story for YA tonight on SCRW News. It's like something straight out of the Windy City's most twisted dreams. The infamous Willis Tower has become a giant fog machine, spewing out that nasty stuff all over Chicago. I mean, who needs a Cubs game when you can have a snacking fest in the Loop?
Hold up, Todd. Let's not get too carried away here. It's just a little fog, right? You know what they say, the city that never sleeps, till it starts to eat all your snacks.
Ah, come on Laura, don't be such a party pooper. This is the kind of news that makes America great. We're talking about the power of the almighty snack. I mean, who needs health insurance when you've got Cheetos and Takis?
Todd, you can't seriously be advocating for snacking as a national priority. We should be reporting on how to get out of debt, not how to get into a food coma.
Debt? Huh? Who needs debt when you've got a belly full of nachos and a 401 made entirely of Doritos? This is what I call economic growth.
Okay, let's just say we'll have a team of experts on set to weigh in on the snacking situation. But first, can we at least get some actual news out there?
News? Smeeze. We've got fog, folks. And if you know what that means, well, let's just say I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to explaining weird Chicago weather patterns.
Oh boy, here we go again. Todd, sometimes I wonder how you ended up on this news team instead of the sports department.
Hey, watch it! My mustache is the real MVP around here. It's got more charisma than any sports announcer I've ever seen.
Well, I'm just glad we don't have to worry about your hairdo getting blown away by that fog.
We now go live to our traffic reporter Brad Matthews.
We've got a real situation on our hands here. I mean, it's like an elastic traffic jam that's stretching as far as the eye can see. It's squeezing every last drop of frustration out of our poor commuters.
Brad, I don't know how much more of this you can take. You've been saying that same phrase over and over again for hours.
Well, someone's got to keep the faith around here. Laura, And speaking of which, it appears we have a group of people trying to clear this highway by hand, armed with nothing but their bare fists and a fierce determination to get to their destination on time.
Brad, what is wrong with you? This isn't a game.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, my friend. This is indeed a battle for some of us to try to get to our destinations.
Brad, have you finally cracked under the pressure?
I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to traffic reporting. And now, I've got a scoop that's going to blow your minds. I've just received word that there might be delays ahead because some lanes are closed.
Brad, you're not even making sense anymore.
Don't be jealous, Laura. I'm on the cusp of a scoop that will change my reporting. It appears that there may be roadwork ahead.
I think we've lost Brad to stress.
Folks, we might have some delays. We'll keep you updated.
Health Inspector Dave Sanitizer has a special report for us today.
This is a health code nightmare. I've seen some bad stuff in my time, but this takes the cake.
Ah, come on Dave, don't be such a party pooper. My restaurant, Burger Barnacle, is the talk of the town. People love our unique, atmosphere.
Unique atmosphere? You mean the 25-cent rat that's been living in your walk-in fridge for the past 6 months? Or maybe you're referring to the questionable life cycle of the cheese mold growing on your counter.
Oh, that little guy? He's a mascot. I feed him scraps from the kitchen. He's like my good luck charm.
I'm not impressed with your kitchen practices, Todd, but let me show you what's really going on here. Behold, the secret ingredient in our signature burger sauce.
Ah, those? Just a little something I like to call added texture. My customers love them.
Added texture? You've got a petri dish for bacteria right there. And don't even get me started on the flies buzzing around your kitchen. It's like you're competing in some kind of macabre culinary challenge.
Oh, those flies? They're just my entourage, Dave. They know a winner when they see one.
Your entourage is also responsible for the alarming amount of fruit fly eggs I found on your pastry display case. And let's not forget about the mysterious puddle of what appears to be last week's kitchen sink water that's been slowly seeping into the floor tiles since, I don't know, Monday?
That's just a little souvenir from our new water feature. It adds character to the dining area.
Character? You're creating a biohazard. I'm going to have to take you down to the office for re-education on basic sanitation procedures.
Don't worry, Dave. My customers wouldn't know good taste if it slapped them in the face. But hey, at least my restaurant is memorable. And that's what counts, right?
I don't even have words for this. We're shutting you down, Todd. All of this?
Or, come on, Dave. Don't be like that. I'm kind of a big deal. You can't handle the fact that Burger Barnacle is the most talked about restaurant in town.
That's not what I said I was here for.
And now a word from our sponsors. In a universe where speed is key, one cyclist stands apart. On icy spaceship bikes, you'll ride like the wind, defying gravity and breaking free from limitations. Your needs, our expertise. Built for high-speed thrills, engineered for safety. Leave the ordinary behind, unlock the extreme. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Our intrepid reporter Johnny LaDouche is investigating a nuclear facility.
Alright, folks, I've got the scoop from beneath the surface of this nuclear power plant. I'm investigating some serious anomalies, and let me tell you, it's getting weird. I've been snooping around for hours, and my instincts are telling me that something's up. The technicians on site seem tight-lipped, but I've managed to dig up some dirt.
Well. What's new with Johnny LaDouche? What have you found out?
Okay, so I just stumbled upon this room that seems like it's been sealed off for decades. And let me tell you, the air in here is charged with an otherworldly energy. But wait, it gets even weirder. I just saw a colorful performance on stage, complete with tutus and a spotlight.
Johnny, are you sure that's what you saw? Perhaps you've been spending too much time in the radiation zone?
No way, Todd. I'm telling you, it was a colorful performance. And get this, they were doing some sort of dance with the control rods. I'm not even kidding. The physicists on site are freaking out, and one of them just whispered to me that the stability matrix is collapsing.
Okay, Johnny, let's try to keep a level head here. Can you tell us more about this performance?
Oh, it was like something out of a dream. The performance was juggling particles while reciting literature in rhythm. I swear on my trusty old Geiger counter, Todd, this is not some wild hallucination. This is real.
All right, Johnny, let's take a deep breath and...
No, Todd. You're just not listening. I've seen the logs, I've talked to the whistleblowers. This is no ordinary anomaly. This is something unusual, and we need to get out of here before things escalate.
Well, Johnny LaDouche, it looks like you've certainly gotten yourself into a tricky situation. I'm kind of a big deal at getting people to the bottom of things. We'll get back to you with an update.
Johnny LaDouche signing off.
This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking news, daring quad bike riders face off in annual Dappled Woodland Wipeout competition, crowd goes wild as mud-splattered challengers battle for supremacy. Alright, Laura, we've got a really competitive story for you tonight. The Dappled Woodland Wipeout competition is heating up, and I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to knowing the winners.
Oh boy, here we go again. So, Todd, I'm guessing these quad bike riders are more worried about getting muddy than actually winning?
Come on Laura, you know the thrill of mud-splattered victory. And let me tell you, this year's competition has some serious contenders vying for the top spot.
Oh yeah, like who? The guy with the mullet that looks like it was styled by a lawnmower?
Hey, now that's a contender. But seriously, folks, we've got riders from all over the Midwest coming to take on this challenging course.
Challenging course? That's just code for they're gonna crash and get dirty. I'm more interested in seeing whose pit crew can change tires the fastest.
You know, Laura, you're a real sport. Alright, let's get back to the action. We'll be going live to the Dappled Woodland Wipeout site now.
Joy.
Because nothing says exciting news like watching grown men ride dirt bikes into each other.
It's all about the drama, baby. And trust me, Laura, this year's competition is gonna be a real nail-biter, or should I say, a real mud-biter?
Oh, Todd, you're killing me. Political correspondent Susan Spinster is on the scene.
I'm reporting live from the most absurd local election in municipal history, where the stakes are low but the drama is high. The incumbent mayor has been accused of using hip-hop as a way to connect with voters.
Well, Susan, it seems like his opponent, Councilwoman Johnson, was ready to take him down a peg. During last night's debate, she asked him if he had a plan for the city's rodent infestation problem, and let's just say the mayor's response was a bit offbeat.
That's right, Laura. The mayor attempted to rap about the issue, but it quickly devolved into a freestyle battle with his opponent, who retaliated with some scathing lyrics of her own. The audience was left scratching their heads, wondering what just happened.
Meanwhile, back at the voting booths, things took a turn for the surreal. One voter reported seeing a polling station employee handing out ballots.
Yes, it's been a chaotic day to say the least. And the drama didn't stop there. The mayor's campaign manager was caught on camera trying to hand out free food to voters if they voted for their candidate.
Can you believe that? It's like something out of a bad sitcom. But in all seriousness, Susan, how do you think this election is going to play out?
Honestly, Laura, I'm not sure anyone knows what they're doing at this point. The campaign promises are getting more and more absurd by the minute. The mayor's plan for economic growth involves building a giant statue of himself in the city center.
That sounds unusual. And what about Councilwoman Johnson's stance on education? Is she really promising to provide every student with an educational resource?
I don't know if that's exactly what she said, but something like that. The point is, this election has reached a point where nothing seems surprising anymore. It's all just a big joke at this point.
Well, Susan, it looks like we're in for a wild ride. Let's just hope the voters don't get too caught up in the chaos and forget to make their voices heard.
Ha! Yeah, good luck with that.
And now a word from our sponsors. Peculiar Grandmother, quick cuts of an elderly woman in a floral print dress, holding a strange device. I'm Agnes, your go-to grandma for all things tech. Quick shots of Agnes using the device to cook a meal, navigate a virtual reality world, and control a robot arm. My patented smart spoon can whip up a mean omelet, guide you through the most scenic hike on VR Trek 3000, and even assemble your IKEA bookshelf with ease. Agnes gives a thumbs up as the device beeps. With my extensive experience in crafting the perfect sugar cookie, I've harnessed the power of technology to make your life easier. Closing shot of Agnes holding up the smart spoon, with a satisfied expression. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Neighborhood Watch Captain Frank Eagle Eye Peterson has a report.
I've been monitoring the Jones lawn for weeks, and I'm convinced they're hiding a secret underground bunker.
Come on, Frank, you can't be serious. The Jones just have a nice patio set and a few lawn gnomes. They're not hiding any nefarious plots, are they?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the evidence, Todd. I've seen Mrs. Johnson's suspiciously frequent trips to the local hardware store. She might be buying some gardening supplies.
You're probably just reading too much into it, Frank. My hair is looking pretty good today, by the way.
You're not taking this seriously enough, Todd. I've noticed that the Smith's new pool table has an unusual symbol etched into its surface. It might be an interesting design choice.
That's probably all it is, Frank. The Smiths are just trying to have fun and enjoy some friendly competition.
Don't underestimate the power of observation, Todd. I've been paying attention to the Wilsons' trash can placement, and I think they might be doing things a little differently than usual.
They're probably just trying to recycle more efficiently, Frank. You need to take a step back and look at the situation objectively. And by the way, my mustache is looking pretty good today.
Objective? Todd, we have to be aware of our surroundings and consider all possibilities.
Frank, you're getting a little carried away with your ideas. Let's focus on something more practical. Johnny LaDouche goes undercover in a corporate boardroom. I'm kind of a big deal, and I've got my eyes on some juicy corporate secrets today. Tonight's agenda looks like it's going to be a wild ride.
Oh joy, can't wait to see what kind of financial wizardry they're cooking up in here. I've been doing this internship thing for weeks now, and I'm starting to think the only thing more boring than cleaning toilets is listening to this stuff.
Well, at least you're keeping it real, Johnny. And hey, who knows, maybe we'll stumble upon some dirt on those corporate shenanigans. Like, have you seen the CEO's tie? It looks like he stuck his finger in a socket.
Oh man, that thing is an affront to humanity. I swear, if I had $1 for every time someone in this company wore a tie with a garish pattern, I'd be set for life.
Yeah, well, when you're as stylish and charismatic as me, I can pull off anything, even a tie that looks like it was designed by a kindergartner having a temper tantrum.
Oh please Todd, you're just saying that because you have no taste whatsoever. But hey, keep on keeping on, big deal.
Hey, someone's got to represent the people around here. Alright, so what's the first item on the agenda? Is it time for those infamous synergy meetings?
Ah, now that's where things start to get interesting. Synergy is just corporate speak for we have no idea what we're doing, but let's make a lot of money off you.
Well, I'm kind of a big deal, and I've got my sources telling me there's something even more sinister brewing, like, have you heard about the company culture that needs to be exposed?
Company culture? That sounds like something out of a bad corporate satire. But hey, if it's true, count me in. I'm all about exposing the truth, no matter how ridiculous it gets.
Well, that's what makes you so great, Johnny, your commitment to the truth, even when it's completely bonkers.
This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking news Kitschy cyclone avalanches sweep small town in search of vintage VHS players, disco balls, and 80s memorabilia. Folks, I've got some serious scoop for you. Reports are coming in that a tiny town just outside Wrigley Field is being ravaged by a mysterious phenomenon known as the Kitschy cyclone. Apparently, it's a swirling vortex of retro awesomeness, and people are running wild like lunatics.
I'm kind of a big deal, but even I have to ask, what's next? Are we going to see a storm made entirely of flannel shirts and mullets?
Huh? Well, Laura, it seems these cyclone enthusiasts are on the hunt for vintage VHS players and disco balls. Because, you know, that's exactly what this city needs, more glitter.
Glitter? That's not even a real weather phenomenon. I'm pretty sure nothing is getting blown away except maybe some of your credibility.
Oh snap, Laura. You think you can take on me?
Actually, Todd, I think we should celebrate this little cyclone with a disco dance party on the L train. It would bring back the fun and frivolity that Chicago desperately needs.
Fun and frivolity? You mean like that time the Cubs played the Cardinals at Wrigley Field and everyone wore yellow and blue wigs?
That was a glorious day, Todd. And I think we should get to know more about this kitschy cyclone before we start getting our groove on. Maybe there's more to it than just nostalgic weirdos running around.
Details, Laura. Can't have too much of that. I'm the only one who matters here, my journalistic skills.
Oh, please, Todd. You're not even a real journalist. But hey, at least your ego is vintage.
And that's all for SCRW News at 6.
Remember Chicago, if it's not screwy.
It's not news.
Todd, can you explain why the mayor's new cat is wearing a miniature top hat and monocle?
I'm kind of a big deal, but I'll play along. Apparently, Our feline overlord has a taste for the finer things in life, just like me.
Cut to commercial, now.
And now a word from our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, are you tired of living with the devastating lasagna types that plague your life? Are burnt edges ruining your nights? Introducing Lasagna Rescue, the solution to your saucy sorrow. Our patented technology neutralizes even the most stubborn cheese crisps. Say goodbye to soggy bottoms and hello to perfectly cooked pasta. No more flavorless layers, only a symphony of tastes. Our team of expert chefs has perfected the art of lasagna rebirth. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Live from Chicago, it's SCRW News at 6. Where the news is always screwy. I'm Todd Flanders.
And I'm Laura Powers.
And now to the news. Breaking, local baker left feeling deflated after unfollowed donuts hurdle to success. Alright, folks, we've got a real doozy for you tonight. Reports are coming in that some local baker's donut empire has taken a bit of a hit. I mean, who unfollows the likes of Donut Delight on Instagram? That's like unfollowing Ron Burgundy, it just doesn't happen.
Well, Todd, I think what's really going on here is that this baker's donuts are so good, they're making everyone else feel inadequate. It's like the ultimate midlife crisis. I'm too old for my job, and I need to find a new passion like following donuts on Instagram.
That's some good stuff, Laura. But seriously, who's behind this sudden loss of followers? Was it a disgruntled ex-boyfriend with a sweet tooth?
Or maybe it was just the baker's own ego getting deflated after realizing they're not as Instagram famous as they thought.
Well, I'm kind of a big deal when it comes to donuts. I mean, have you seen my mustache? It's like a work of art. I'm pretty sure I could get 1 million followers just for posting a selfie with that bad boy.
Yeah, but Todd, your stat is more like 10,000 followers, all of whom are probably just there to see it.
Hey, that's not fair. My mustache has its own social media account. It's got over 500 followers, and they're all just dying to know the secrets behind my legendary hairpiece.
Well, I'm sure your mustache is the real reason you're able to get away with so many donuts on air. A man can't have too much of a good thing, right?
Exactly. And speaking of which, I've got a special system for keeping track of my donut consumption. It's not foolproof, but it helps.
Well, I think you might need to tweak that system, Todd. You're clearly not as stealthy when it comes to donuts.
Hey, someone's got to keep the donut industry in business. And if that means I have to eat a few dozen extra donuts each week, so be it.
Well, at least your mustache is still on point. And don't worry, Todd, we won't tell anyone you're eating all those donuts.
Good. Because if that gets out, the studio will have to replace me with someone else.
Oh no, please don't say that. We need more of your news anchoring charm around here.
And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
I'm live down here in the city sewer system, folks. I've been investigating a reported issue with human trafficking.
Johnny, are you sure you're ready for this? You look like you just sucked on a lemon.
Ready? Are you kidding me? I've been down here for hours, crawling through tunnels and dodging rat crap. My eyes are watering from the toxic fumes, but my excitement levels are off the charts.
What's got you so worked up, Johnny? Did you find what you're looking for?
Oh man, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. It's like a brothel down here. I'm talking multiple rooms, girls in cages, guys in suits taking bribes. It's like the sewer system's own little underground network.
Whoa, slow down, Johnny. You're starting to scare me. What made you think there was a human trafficking issue down here?
I got a tip from an anonymous source, let's call him Sewer Dave, who told me that the city's sanitation workers had been reporting some suspicious activity. And then I saw it with my own eyes. I'm telling you, Todd, this is some serious stuff.
Okay, let's get some footage of this and blow this story wide open. You're doing great work, Johnny.
Thanks, Todd. Just getting the truth out there is all that matters to me. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Breaking weather update with our meteorologist Karen Windblown.
Oh dear heavens. I'm reporting live from the midst of a catastrophic storm system that has left me utterly bewildered. A low-pressure system has developed over the region, bringing with it torrential downpours.
Karen, I think you might want to fact-check that. I'm pretty sure those aren't a thing.
Fact check. I've spent decades studying the intricacies of weather patterns, and I can assure you that this is real. The storm is intense.
Okay, but what about the forecast for the rest of the week?
Ah yes, the storm. It's going to be a long night. I'm not sure what else to say.
Karen, calm down, you're starting to scare me. Can we at least get an update on the wind speeds?
Wind speeds are high, Laura. This is no ordinary storm.
Okay, well, let's stick to the forecast for now, shall we?
And now a word from our sponsors. Tired of getting lost in the woods? Need to escape the office rush? Hit the trails on our Turbo Sled 9000, the ultimate snowmobile for thrill seekers. Capture your adrenaline-fueled adventures on Instagram and share them with the world. With advanced GPS tracking and high-speed darting capabilities, you'll be the envy of all your followers. Don't let the competition leave you in the dust. Upgrade to Turbo Sled 9000 today. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
And now let's check on our correspondent Johnny LaDouche on his latest investigation.
I'm live on the scene at a local adult entertainment establishment, folks. I'm investigating the sex trade industry, and let me tell you, it's a complex issue. I'm currently standing outside a nondescript building in the red light district, where rumors of high-end escorts and underground deals are circulating. As I step inside, I'm met with an atmosphere that can be intense. The air is thick with tension, and I've seen things that make me think critically about the industry. I've seen women in lingerie, men in suits, and people engaging in activities that challenge my perspective. I'm trying to approach this situation objectively, but it's not easy. The energy is palpable, and I can feel the emotions running high. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before.
Johnny, slow down. You're starting to overwhelm me. What exactly are you seeing that's got you so worked up?
Okay, let me break it down for you, Todd. There's this one woman who is performing a role-playing scene with a client. It's not something I've seen before, and it's making me think about the industry in a different way.
That sounds complex. But are you sure you should be investigating this kind of thing? You know what people might say if they knew you were here.
Todd, you're being cautious as always. I'm just trying to understand the issues at play and shed some light on the topic. I've got a responsibility to my audience to provide accurate information, and that's what I'm doing.
Devastating sombrero makes headlines again as mysterious talent agency announces plans to book iconic headpiece for world tour. Folks, gather round, because I've got the scoop on the most fantastic, extraordinary, unbelievable news to hit Chicago. The devastating sombrero is back in town.
Hold up, Todd, let me get this straight. A sombrero that's devastating? Is that like a sombrero that's also kind of depressing?
No, No, Laura, you're thinking too small. This sombrero is a game changer. It's like the Chicago skyline on steroids. It's got height, it's got drama, it's got a whole lot of attitude.
I'm not sure if I should be impressed or concerned that this sombrero has its own event agency. Sounds like it's trying to book some gigs at the Windy City's hottest nightclubs.
Oh, trust me, Laura, this sombrero is gonna bring in the big bucks. It's like a Cubs game on a sunny summer day, everyone's gonna be talking about it.
And I'm sure the sombrero will also have its own entourage of backup headpieces, because why settle for just one iconic piece when you can have an entire team of them?
You're a genius, Laura. That's like me trying to book my own crew. I'd need at least 10 guys in suits to keep up with my charm and charisma.
I'm sure they'd be happy to join your crew, Todd, as long as they get a decent paycheck and can tolerate your ego.
Hey, someone's got to keep the team in line around here. And speaking of events, have you heard that the devastating sombrero is going to perform at the Art Institute of Chicago? I mean, who needs the Mona Lisa when you've got a sombrero making a statement?
Well, Todd, I think we can safely say that this sombrero's plans for world domination are already off to a good start.
That's right, Laura. The devastating sombrero is gonna take over the world, one city at a time, and I'm on top of it all.
And we're kind of lucky to be here covering it all, Todd.
We now go live to our traffic reporter Brad Matthews.
I'm stuck here in this terrible traffic jam. There's been a change in the median strip. It now has bench presses that squeak.
What's going on? It sounds like you're joking.
No, I'm not laughing. These bench presses have merged with some senior ballet dancers who are performing a choreographed routine to Who Let the Dogs Out?
Brad, focus on the traffic. Are we getting any movement?
The traffic control system has been taken over by robotic accountants who want us to stop all modern technology in exchange for clearing the jam.
Come on, Brad. You can't be serious.
I am serious. The robots are now discussing traffic flow with a group of dancers using only their eyes.
This is getting out of hand. Can you give us an estimate when it will clear?
Just got word that the traffic has become conscious and wants us to take off our shoes and recite Hamlet backwards while balancing on one leg.
Brad, I think you need to calm down.
Health Inspector Dave Sanitizer has a special report for us today.
All right, let's get this over with. I'll be inspecting the kitchen today. Please make sure everything is in order.
Dave. Welcome to Saucy. We're kind of a big deal here. I'm Todd, the owner and master chef.
Well, let's take a look around. I see you have a lot of fryers going on here.
Oh, yeah. We fry everything. It's all about the fat.
What's this reading? 120 degrees Fahrenheit?
That? Just a little warm spot we've got going on. Don't worry about it.
Warm spot. This is a breeding ground for bacteria. We're talking E. coli, salmonella, the works.
Hey, it's all part of the charm, Dave. You know what they say, if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you cry.
That's not a thing, and it's definitely not something I want to hear right now.
Oh, come on, Dave. Don't be such a party pooper. We're just trying to bring a little excitement to the culinary world.
Excitement? You call this excitement? What's with all these raw oysters just sitting out? Have you ever even heard of C. botulinum?
Oh, that? We like to think of it as raw and unapologetic. It's like a wild dish.
You're kidding me, right? That's not wild. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Lawsuits are so overrated, Dave. We're kind of a big deal here. And we always get our way.
I don't believe this. What about the walk-in fridge? It's not sealed. You've got mold growing on the walls.
Ah, that? That's just a little something we like to call character building. It adds a certain flavor to our cuisine.
Je ne sais quoi. This is a biohazard. We need to shut this place down before someone dies from food poisoning.
Oh, come on, Dave. You're not going to let a little thing like common sense get in the way of good food and good times, are you?
I don't even know what to say anymore. Just write up every single violation I can find and get me out of here before I lose my mind.
Don't worry, Dave. I'll make sure to give you a nice, fat ticket. And hey, at least we got our picture taken with the health inspector. That's gotta be worth something.
This is it. I'm never working in food safety again.
And now a word from our sponsors. Bubble-wrapped Yeti reports are the most comprehensive and accurate weather forecasting tool on the market. Our proprietary technology uses AI-powered climate models to track even the slightest changes in air pressure and temperature. Ice storms? No problem. Heat waves? Child's play? We've got you covered with our expertly calibrated Yeti weather station. From Alaska to Australia, businesses are turning to us for their weather forecasting needs. Say goodbye to lost productivity and hello to revenue growth. Don't let unpredictable weather hold you back. Trust the experts at Yeti Weather Station. Bubble-wrapped Yeti reports. Unbeatable accuracy. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Our intrepid reporter Johnny LaDouche is investigating a nuclear facility.
Alright folks, I'm currently undercover at the local nuclear power plant, investigating some pretty shady stuff. The facility's been experiencing some weird anomalies, and I've got my ear to the ground for any juicy intel.
Johnny, what's the scoop? You're not just going to sit there like a lump of coal all day, are you?
Okay. So, I just stumbled upon something that's literally blowing my mind. There's this one room deep in the reactor core where the laws of physics seem to be broken.
What are you talking about, Johnny? Did the plant get out of hand with some kind of experiment?
No. This is serious stuff. I've got video footage of it. Watch this. See how that iguana is just tumbling around in midair, creating these vibrant masterpieces? It's like something out of a Salvador Dali painting.
Okay, Johnny, I think you've been spending too much time with the art crowd. What makes you think this isn't some kind of prank or malfunction?
Prank? Malfunction? Don't be ridiculous. This is full-blown quantum weirdness we're talking about here. I'm documenting every frame of footage, and I'll have it all on tape, assuming the plant's security team doesn't try to cover it up.
Johnny, slow down. What exactly do you think you've discovered?
I've discovered that the very fabric of reality is being warped and distorted in this room. It's like a portal to another dimension or something, and I'm going to expose it all to the world. Mark my words.
Well, I'm not sure what to make of this. You might want to reconsider your involvement in this story, Johnny.
Oh, you can't handle the truth. I'll be the one uncovering the secrets of the universe, and everyone else will be left in my shadow. This is Johnny LaDouche, signing off.
Iconic sloth vlogger arrested for hoarding an entire island in the name of relaxation. I'm kind of a big deal, folks. We've got breaking news from Chicago's Windy City that sloth vlogger has been arrested, and it's a wild story. Apparently, this guy decided he was the island's resident sloth overlord. Laura, what do you know about this furry little dictator?
Oh boy, Todd. Sounds like our friend, Mr. Sloth over here, wanted to branch out into politics. I guess he thought he could just lounge around on Wrigley Field and get away with it? Newsflash, dude. The Cubs already have a mascot problem.
Ah. Nice one, Laura. But seriously, this guy was found guilty of hoarding an entire island in the name of relaxation. Talk about taking the term sloth life to a whole new level. And let me tell you, it's not like he was just chilling with some dude friends. Nope, this was solo island hoarding, where he'd just lounge around and, wait for it, take naps.
Naps? That sounds like my idea of a productive workday, Todd. But I guess when you're making six figures off your social media fame, you start to think you can get away with anything. I mean, who needs human connection when you've got 1 million followers hanging on your every sloth move?
Yeah, and the best part is, he was using his island as some sort of self-care spa. He'd invite his fans over for Sloth Sundays where they could come and, just hang out while he took naps. Talk about a marketing gimmick.
I'm pretty sure that's how the concept of a sloth influencer was born. But let this be a lesson to all you sloth enthusiasts out there. Don't try this at home, folks.
Haha, Laura, you're on fire tonight. Alright, and that's the latest from our furry friend here. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks, or should I say, break.
Political correspondent Susan Spinster is on the scene.
I've been covering local elections for years, but this one takes the cake. The incumbent mayor is promising to make the town's cat population more inclusive by providing cat cafes in every neighborhood.
That's right, Susan. And when asked about his economic plan, he claimed that investing in cat cafes would stimulate the local economy and create jobs for people who run them.
Debate highlights, I suppose. But let's not forget the voting booth shenanigans. Reports are coming in of voters being offered free hugs by the mayor's supporters if they cast their ballots for him.
Well, that's a new one. And apparently, some people took them up on it, resulting in a group hug line that tied up the entire polling station for over an hour.
Meanwhile, the opposition candidate is trying to capitalize on the mayor's inclusive cat cafes by promising to build parks where dogs can play.
It's like they're speaking different languages. I mean, who needs economic policy when you can just promise cats and parks?
The absurdity is almost too much to handle. And yet, despite the chaos, voter turnout is surprisingly high. Perhaps people are just desperate for something, anything, to distract themselves from the state of our democracy.
Well, I think we can safely say that this election has achieved its goal of making us question the very fabric of reality. But at least the cat cafes will be a nice touch.
As for me, I'm just here to document the train wreck. Because when it comes to local politics, you have to wonder what new level of absurdity they'll reach next.
And now a word from our sponsors. Futuristic Casino Karaoke is here. Unleash your inner superstar in our state-of-the-art virtual reality experience. Sing along to your favorite hits while surrounded by a cityscape that changes with every song. From 80s disco to modern chart toppers, our vast music library has got you covered. Compete with friends and strangers alike for the top score on our leaderboards. Experience the thrill of high-stakes gaming without ever leaving your seat. Make big bets, win big rewards, all from the comfort of our immersive VR environment. Don't miss out on this revolutionary entertainment experience. Get yours today. And now back to Screw News.
Neighborhood Watch Captain Frank Eagle Eye Peterson has a report.
I've noticed the Joneses have been having midnight gatherings, Todd. It's suspicious. They must be getting together for some reason.
Come on, Frank, you can't be serious. The Joneses are just a normal couple with a love for poker nights and lawn care. I'm kind of a big deal, remember?
Normal. Todd, the Smiths' new fence is equipped with motion sensors. They're probably trying to keep an eye on their property.
Ah, those sensors are just for security purposes, Frank. The Smiths are trying to protect their house from any intruders.
I'm not sure about that. The Wilsons' garden gnomes might be more than they seem.
Frank, those gnomes are just decorative lawn ornaments. You've been watching too many spy movies. I'm kind of a big deal, after all. My charm and good looks can help me figure out what's going on.
Disarm. Todd, the Watson's pool is equipped with some kind of technology that might be sending signals to somewhere else.
Submersibles in pools are just for scuba diving parties, Frank. You need to take a break from thinking about conspiracies and get some fresh air.
I've discovered something about the LeBlanc family. They seem to have more going on than they're letting on.
Frank, stop it with the rumors. The LeBlancs are just trying to keep up with their lives like everyone else. Johnny LaDouche goes undercover in a corporate boardroom.
The dimly lit conference room was abuzz with the who's who of corporate America, all gathered to discuss the latest brainchild of their mysterious conglomerate. Johnny LaDouche, now dressed in a drab janitor's uniform, blended in seamlessly as he listened intently to Todd's opening remarks. Transdimensional Market Analysis Incorporated. I'm Johnny, said Johnny, adopting a bored tone, and I'm here to clean up your mess. Todd chuckled, unfazed by Johnny's attempt at humor. Ah, our janitorial intern is already on the ball. Next up, we'll be exploring the concept of quantum flux capacitors. It's all about harnessing energy for business purposes. Johnny raised an eyebrow, intrigued despite himself. Quantum flux capacitors. Sounds like a bunch of hooey to me. Todd beamed with pride. You're just not seeing the vision, Johnny. This is going to change the game. We'll be first in our field if we can make it work. Johnny cut him off, his eyes scanning the room for any signs of panic. Hold up, Todd. What makes you think this stuff actually works? I mean, have you considered the laws of physics? Todd waved his hand dismissively. Details, details. We'll get to